Hi guys, John Leva. Thanks for all your response. Many of you guys asked for yoga, so asana practice is what you mean, and I'm okay with that. What I'd love to do first though is recognize that this practice of asana, right, the postures are a little piece of the yoga practice, and that we're really trying to work on is our higher mind, our higher self. So every class that I have taught, for the most part, anytime that you guys have been with me, the first thing I ask everyone to do is to arrive, right? To get out to your mat and get there. So if you're doing this at home, maybe you have a space. So here, this is what we call the quiet room in my space. This is in home, right? There's nothing here. I got a little altar here behind me. I've got a stove in front of me so we can make it really warm. And so this is a place where we try to keep clutter-free. We can come in and meditate or do some yoga or just sit and read and be quiet. So the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is arrive, to set up a space that is your space, that when you have some practice that you're going to begin, that you have a ritual that allows you to settle, right? So I want you to make up your mind that you're going to be still, that you are not going to move for 10 minutes. I want you to commit to 10 minutes, okay? So you're going to say, like, no matter what happens, I'm going to be here for 10 minutes. And you're going to try to do it in stillness. So when the urge to scratch your nose happens, right, eventually maybe you don't scratch it. You just notice, oh yeah, I feel that itch, without having to necessarily scratch it. How you position yourself, alignment we'll say, is really up to you. So the Yoga Sutra 2.46 says Sthira Sukham Asanam. So sthira is the word that means steady, firm, solid. And sukham is the wonderful one that says sweet, comfortable, ease. And so you want to find that place where you're steady but you're comfortable. So in this room I have a small stool that I sit on. Right now I'm in a kneeling position. I have bolsters that can go underneath my ankles or underneath my bottom. I actually have material downstairs to make some prayer benches. So whatever it is that allows you to be in a steady and comfortable position for 10 minutes, all right? So that's the idea of where you want to go. There's a quote by Swami Kripalananda Nanji, which is, again, my teacher's teacher's teacher. So you know Kripalu, his whole name was Kripalananji. He said the highest spiritual practice is non-judgmental self-awareness. And so to do that, right, we want to come to a place where we can get quiet, where we can start to watch the mind, where we can start to feel our feelings. We can feel physically what's happening. We can watch mentally what's going on. We can notice energetically or emotionally what we're carrying into the space. And so then the idea is to simply sit. So to commit yourself, no timers, no electronics. What will start to happen is you will begin to reconnect or develop an inner knowing, so that you won't worry if it's 10 minutes. And if you do 7 minutes or 12 minutes, right, let it go. Find this place where you can come into this place of arriving, this commitment to steadiness, this comfortable, steady seat, and then simply close your eyes. And the last piece that you can start to concentrate on with, and in a later video maybe we'll cover something a little more, is create a space from between your eyes, maybe the corners of your mouth, so a triangular shape that includes your nose, right? And then all you do is close your eyes and attend just to that space. So nothing outside of that space, not your knees, your shoulders, your elbow, your forehead, right? The itch that happens somewhere else. All you want to do is notice sensation inside of that triangular boundary that you just set up. All right? So one thing that's in there is your nose. So you want to try to seal your mouth and simply breathe through your nose. What if I can't breathe through my nose, right? What if my nose is all stuffy? If you breathe slowly, most days, even with the stuffy nose, you'll find that you can get a soft, steady inhale and a soft, steady exhale. And if you can't, you can't, right? But play with the idea of we're not going to do any mouth breathing. You're going to find this steady, comfortable position. You're going to close the eyes. You're going to just bring your concentration right into this triangle and just notice, start to feel the breath, and you'll notice like maybe just the rim of the nostril, or maybe you'll feel it go up inside. Or maybe you will notice that you have an itch, or that you can actually feel the skin on your nose, right? And then your mind is going to drift off and you're going to come back. And you're going to think of all the things you got to do in pandemic and you're going to come back. And every time that your mind tries to run away, that's irrelevant. What's important is if your mind runs away 100 times, I say, Bring it back 101. That's the practice, is to just keep bringing it back. Notice that the mind is going to try to always run off and distract. Your practice is to begin to train the mind and bring it here. All right? So that's my invitation for today. So that's some groundwork, right? And then what we'll do is maybe sometime really soon we'll do maybe a bit longer. Maybe we'll do a 10-minute guided meditation. So I'll try not to say a whole lot, but we'll try to revisit some of these points and then just get quiet for a bit and see how that goes for you. If you can stay there for 10 minutes and see how that goes. All right? Thanks for listening, and I'll see you soon.